I do.
Yeah, yeah. So that's been the story of the hiatus. Outside of that, though, I don't know about you. I know things have like really ramped up on at work. Um, Real estate's picked up. I had a couple deals going on. School's going crazy. Kids are just off the charts right now. I mean, I think the reintegration of students this year back to schools has been a real challenge. They like I don't know how to describe it. Kids are just a bit antsier and a bit more off, and we're all feeling it. Um,
Sketchy, what's going on? I know that we've missed you the past couple of weeks. Had to know where you were. I was always thinking about, man, what's up with
lost.
Sketchy? But you know what? Now we know where you were. You were test driving some new cars in Vegas, and you lost about 10 G's. Hey, it happens.
Oh man, he went full Raul Duke. I'm sure he knows who that is.
Yep, yep.
Oh man, well, even though you lost 10K, man, as long as the test drives are still top notch, worth it, and enjoyable, so be it. I mean, Frank, I don't know about you, but you're looking kind of like me. Like, even though you've done a better job, but we're just getting shaggy. And I think for me personally, I've just been like in IDGAF mode with my face. I'm like, I don't really care. I just don't.
You know what? I would tell you like this.
I don't.
I haven't cared either. I
uh,
I actually just I trimmed the sides and the bottom here, and it wasn't even that. I even got my razor. I got the short trimmer. I just had just
yeah, I need
buzzed
to buy
it,
something like that. All I have a
and I
razor in it. At some point when it gets like where this is and I don't feel good, I just give up. I'm like, whatever, just
yeah, you
go,
just cut it
just
right.
screw it. I'll wait till my next haircut to worry about all this.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of just try to stay away from that.
So apologies
Here,
to all
you need
those
a
who are not
haircut too,
fans of
Frankie.
facial hair and whatnot, but yeah, we're not in groom mode at
Hey,
all right now.
look. I think. Oh, damn! I spelled Deshaun Watson's name wrong.
That's it. 10 points.
I
10
think I
points off.
spelled.
10
I
points off for
definitely did.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, yeah. I just realized that. I put Sean.
Oh man, what a foul.
Gosh,
Major foul.
no, for sure. That's what happens when you're doing these shows like
Oh
super
yeah.
fast.
So Deshaun Watson first, there was a huge bonanza. You had a bunch of teams, including my Saints, trying to go after him. Boatloads of money and huge amounts of figures being tossed around to try to get him. I personally was not crazy about landing him because he's got just a ton of baggage. And that ain't it either, Sketchy. Deshaun. He has all that baggage with him. And I was not comfortable with the Saints trying to get him. And I'm glad they didn't, or at least I'm glad he didn't decide to go to New Orleans. With
Well,
that said, I know that the charges were dropped, but he still got like civil suits and a pending NFL suspension. I don't
all
want to
right.
deal with any of that,
Well,
honestly,
I'm
but
gonna
that's just a sports perspective. Go on.
right now. Well, I mean, we're still gonna stay with the sports perspective on this, and I'm
Right.
gonna tell you where I have a problem here with the NFL itself because if he if he already has not been criminally charged,
Right.
okay, why are they still talking about suspending him? He's not criminally charged. I mean, I got a clip here from Roger Goodell, and which I'm going to play, and then we're going to break it down in a minute. So let's hear Mr. Roger Goodell.
The only thing that's changed is the criminal element it has been at least resolved. And that was an important element in the context of the commissioner exempt that we've discussed with our Players Association. So that was an important, if the criminal had proceeded, that would more likely have triggered a commissioner exempt. I think at this point, a civil case in and of itself would not do that. If there's a violation, of the personal conduct policy, that may trigger something, but that would more likely trigger some kind of discipline in some fashion. We now have, obviously, at least resolution from the criminal side of it.
All right, that just keeps going. So pretty much what he's saying is that he's not, Deshaun Watson is still in trouble, pretty much, or he could face some type of penalties still.
Right. Right.
Okay, and that's where the problem lies, because regardless if it's civil, regardless, if it's
Criminal.
right, and he's been found pretty much, let's just put not guilty at this point. Okay, and why is he going to be penalized over a civil case?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not sure what the NFL policy is on civil suits, because remember, I think civil suits still somehow they can find you responsible. I'll go back to my favorite example of them all, OJ. Remember, OJ was found not guilty of murder, but he was found civilly was liable. So
yeah, something like that.
He didn't go to jail for killing anyone, but he ended up paying, like, he had to pay millions in damages or something like that. So I guess the NFL, if they find some kind of liability against him, then the NFL would probably have to follow suit and also punish him with games. I know.
Well, Mike,
yeah,
wasn't he suspended all last year though, or did he play last year?
I think last year. I apologize because, like, he was a quarterback for the Texans, and I could wipe my butt with Houston, but
well, yeah, me too. But
from what I remember, I think a lot of what Deshaun Watson was going through last year, first off, was like contractual, and then I think the problems also came up as well. And this is why I was saying I'm really glad he's not coming to New Orleans. I don't care. Yeah, see, the Texans, they sat him last season. A lot of it had to do with contracts and stuff. He'll serve a maximum 6-game suspension, if any, and the Browns don't care. They don't. Actually, the way they structured his contract was specifically for that. Like, correct. Just $1 million this year. And if you have to sit down, fine. They're banking on, he's 26, got a massive cannon for an arm, and the Browns are willing to gamble $1 million on him for half a year or whatever, just to secure him for the future. I guess the real question is, how does this look in the NFL? The NFL is weird when it comes to suspensions, and they're very inconsistent. Like, I think I saw something where, like, you got players who get suspended for, like, substance use, and they get tougher suspensions than those who get busted for, like, domestic violence. It's weird. It's weird. The NFL track record.
Not anymore. The domestic violence, they've really cracked down hard on it.
Have they? I don't know how recent they finally got that in order, but I don't know, Frank. I get you, though. I get you, but I think civil suits still bring in the possibility of some form of liability. And in the eyes of the NFL, if you're found liable, they probably need to follow suit and suspend also. So that's really, I think, where they're going to have to go. I mean, could you imagine if you're found liable and the NFL doesn't suspend you? That makes the NFL look really bad, and that's the last thing they need is more negative press. Lord knows they get plenty of it. Some of it deserved.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think the NFL is pointless at this point. I mean,
how do you say? Well, those are big words. I mean, we're talking about the most popular sport in America. Pointless.
No, it is. It is. You know what? I think it revolves so much around money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a better time watching a college game.
Oh, I can't.
Than what I do a professional NFL game, and I'll tell you why. And you know what? Antonio Brown is prime example.
AB. Okay. All right. Let me hear this. I need to hear this.
In college,
right,
they give it 110%. Why? Because they want to make it to the big leagues.
They want that pot of gold, right?
Okay, they want that pot of gold. So you know what? They're gonna give it all they have and not care. Now these guys that get paid millions of dollars. Once they have the money, it's a little bit different now.
But how does that reflect on the league? Like, why are you blaming the league for that? I mean, revenue is revenue.
Because the league doesn't set standards. The league needs to set standards for this.
But I think they do. I mean,
I don't know. I don't agree with the way they handle their crap. Bottom line, that's just me.
That's fair. I mean, not everybody does. Not everybody does. They've received lots of criticism on how they handle things, and that kind of goes back to what I said. Like, you had these like situations. Look, my running back right now is in deep shit. I don't know if you remember the story or if you heard about Alvin Kamara. Goes to the Pro Bowl in Vegas, gets into a massive brawl, and now he's dealing with battery charges. He's probably going to get suspended too. It's like, yeah, but you're right.
I mean, I get it that they represent the league. Okay, but again, you have to hear the whole story, both sides of the story.
Right. So he still has to go through trial and everything, and we'll see. A lot of that will come down to the decisions. The real question is this: do athletes get preferential treatment from the courts? Now, that's the dark, dirty little secret that we can't prove, but it looks that way quite a bit, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, Deshaun Watson's cleared of charges twice, maybe legitimately so, but it's a bit convenient. I wouldn't be surprised if Kamara gets a slap on the hand, even though there's video footage of him beating the snot out of some dude at a club. And again,
what did the guy at the club do to deserve it?
Right. Well, I don't know, Frank. Unless Kamara got hit first, I can't really figure out how you could defend getting jumped by, I think 4 people, including Kamara.
I mean, I'm not sure the story with Kamara. So
right. That's just an example, but that and so the courts, though, they seem to get through time and time again. The only person I know that actually got nailed was what's his name from the Patriots, the guy who committed murder. I think once you kill someone, there's no
Hernandez. Yeah, there's no defending.
All bets are off.
Now, speaking of defending, I'm going to tell you that I was really, really surprised that Chris Rock
that's been the talk of the week. Yeah.
Didn't defend himself. I mean, let's check this out.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
So there's so many questions I have about that. First of all, the incident itself, you watched it carefully, right? Dude's laughing at the joke. He was fine with the joke. I don't know what transpired between that camera shot of him laughing and him walking up to smack Chris. I know Jada looked like another joke about my bald head or something. She had that kind of look on her face. And then all of a sudden he's going up. Now, if you look carefully, after he slaps him and turns around, he kind of looks like he's still smiling. So now I'm not trying to be conspiracy. I am observing what I see. That's footage. That's me not coming up with stuff. But I don't think the real deal is this. I don't follow Will Smith, but I've heard enough about him to maybe kind of put together the fact that listen, he's been the butt of jokes for a while now. Ever since that whole ordeal where his wife came out with that whole nonsense about the entanglements with that rapper or hip hop guy, August is his name. He's been the butt of jokes, constantly ridiculed, made fun of. I mean, it's a societal thing, you know. When men are in that situation, they're mocked, and he's a prime example of it. He's a prime example of sitting by, dealing with his wife who's been cheating on him or who was, whatever. And then I also found out the previous award show, I think it's called BAFTA. The host on that show was a woman named Rebel Wilson, and she got his licks in on him too for being what they call a cuck. Just, you know, basically a guy who stands by while his wife screws around. I can't imagine how much of this he's had to deal with, and just jokes about him and his wife and this and that. And then he turns around and finally loses it on Chris. Now, here's the convenient thing about Chris Rock is that he's skinny and smaller. So I also think it was kind of a B move on Will Smith to go after Chris. Would he have done it to someone else? Like, what if The Rock was hosting? Would he have done it to him? I doubt it. You know, there's a lot to pull from that. But I think I can say, at least in my opinion, that Jada's been a terrible influence on this man. I don't see anything positive coming from that relationship. I mean, they have a kid together, and you know what? In all if they enjoy being open like that, so be it. But I think at this point, it's racking his brain, and it's led to this.
Okay, now Sketchy goes straight to my point. Okay, because I said this on Monday. I was on In Between the Gray, giving a guy's point of view of their stuff. And I actually said this. I go, the guy said, Chris Rock said the joke, and it was fine. You know what? He laughed. But when he saw his wife's expression, that is what triggered Will Smith. I said, wait a minute. You just hurt my wife. You just hurt a loved one. I'm going to go handle it. Now, the problem here is how he handled it. Okay? Now, you can't handle it. You can't handle the business like that.
No.
Because now, and it goes back to what I said on Monday on the show. Jada has a disease. I don't remember the name of it. I know
alopecia.
Right, alopecia. Okay. So, but I had no idea she had that. So maybe Chris Rock did not even know she had that.
He probably did. I don't know.
And even though I know that she's been open about it, okay, not everybody follows everybody and knows everybody's problems.
Right. Especially a comedian. He just sees faces and he cracks jokes.
Right.
Right.
But I would tell you this. My hat is completely off to Chris Rock on how he handled that situation. Because even after he got smacked, if you heard the video, he's like, I just got smacked by Will Smith.
It's the greatest night on TV.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, I can't believe this guy just got smacked. He did nothing about it.
He held his composure. It was big. And he looked phased for a minute. Like, what do I say here? He had to think. You could see that look on his face of, what do I say next? And he had to play that off. And he did. Now,
in all due, Will Smith fashion, right? He did issue an apology, which he states.
I find these apologies like so inauthentic already. I'm tired of them. But it could be sincere. That's just my jaded perception already, but go ahead.
Right. So the violence reads, the tweet reads, violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place in this world I'm sorry. There's no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy and the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will.
Now, Elizabeth has a great question. I mean, Frank, go ahead and put the video again. Look at his face carefully. I know people can say I'm tinfoiled and all that, but the dude's smiling. He was laughing at the joke. He walked up, smacked him, and when he turned around, he still kind of had a smirk on his face. It just
All right, hold on. We're just check it out.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
I see him grinning. I saw him grinning.
I didn't think that was a grin, my friend.
It looked like a grin to me, dude.
I don't think that was a grin.
And to further Elizabeth's point, and now this is again speculation, this is us having fun. We do know that the Oscars for the last few years, the ratings have been like below my toilet. Like no one cares about the Oscars. Nobody's watched. I mean, they've gotten so political. It's paint dry is a much more exciting event at this point. Watching paint dry. So she poses a good question. I mean, did they do this to maybe spark interest in next year's show and whatnot? I don't know. You know, it's feasible.
I don't
know. Feasible. I mean, they're desperate. Hollywood knows it's in trouble. And the fact that no one, she saw it too. He was smirking.
Hold on. I have it here. I got it right here. I'm trying to put it up on. Okay. So
he did. Now I agree with Sketchy. We'll get to that point in a minute. That is a good point also.
All right, so I'm able to control it a little bit more than what I can on the show. So
there
he goes.
I mean, yeah, look. All right, so he's still smiling. He's like, whoa, you can now go a little bit further. See if you can get it on a good frame. Smile.
That's the best we're gonna have. I don't see that as a smile. I see that as a smile.
I do. It looks to me like he's smirking. And look, that's a grin. That's a straight up grin. That looks like a grin.
By Chris Rock?
No, by Will Smith. He looks like proud. He's got that proud boy look on his face, like I just smacked him. That's right. Yeah.
Well, of course, he's the same.
Look, right there. That's perfect. Look at that.
But that's not a smile, man. That's not a smile.
Grin. That's a grin.
No, I'm sorry. I completely disagree with that, my friend. I 100% cold-heartedly disagree with that. So if it was Frank Cuesta or Carlito's Way, you two would have been tackled, shackled, and sent to the slammer. I don't know what.
And I like that point right there. Go on.
Gain out of this being a publicity stunt. Will Smith is bipolar.
That's a lot.
Sketchy, you're absolutely right.
I can break that down into a few pieces. I agree that one thing that's very, I don't want to say ironic's not the word, but like eyebrow raising is the fact that we literally saw a man get assaulted on TV and nothing. I don't know if anyone's talked to Chris about pressing charges.
Well, Chris has said that he does not.
If it was you or me, we'd be in cuffs. So,
well, I would tell you that if it was you or me who got smacked, at least I could speak for myself. I would not have been like Chris Rock.
I'm sure hands would have flown.
The show would have ended.
It wouldn't have been a smack to begin with. And that kind of also plays into it to me. Let me see. If he was really insulted enough to go up and slap, why not leave him? Why not leave entirely?
Because he was waiting to get an
Probably
award.
because he knew he was going to get an award. That I can probably like. You can't walk out before like the biggest award. He won Best Actor, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And I heard that movie's pretty good though. I never even knew he did that movie. So now I actually want to see it.
Oh, after the show, and he decided. Okay, thanks, Sketchy. I appreciate that. I had not heard at all that the police had been involved. I did hear that he didn't want to press charges, so I could assume that they did, but I didn't hear much about it. So appreciate the clarification. That's why I love the comment section. This is just a conversation.
The comment section is great.
I don't know. Now back to who was it? Sketchy said he doesn't know what either gain out of this publicity stunt. I don't know personally. I know Chris has gained a lot. I've heard that his comedy tour ticket values have like quadrupled almost, like they've skyrocketed.
I think it was like $74 a ticket for the show that he's doing today in Boston, and it went up to $411.
$400 or something. Yeah. His ticket prices have like gone through the roof. As far as Will Smith, yeah, I don't know how he would have benefited.
Will Smith has gotten a lot
that's my thing right there, what Elizabeth said. If there is a caveat of staged, of any of this being staged, it's because the show itself needed attention. And again, the ratings for the Oscars the last few years have been abysmal. They've been terrible. And so this is the kind of thing that needs to happen for people to suddenly start talking about the Oscars again. So you can't completely throw out the whole staged idea. It's debatable. And
I think it's very debatable.
We'll never know. But I saw a smirk, man. I don't know, man. That looked like a smile.
I don't know, man. So we're going to call this next segment Dr. Birth.
Dr. Birth.
So I actually was listening to the radio the other day, and it was interesting because, couples that can't have kids, they go to a fertility clinic, right? Or they're having trouble conceiving. Right. And, a lot of these times it's going to be, the
unicorn. The unicorn arrived.
Oh, who's the unicorn today?
The unicorn is here.
I think the unicorn.
The unicorn agrees. It was a fake slap.
Hey, Facebook user, whoever you are, just say your name so we know how to address you. But
go on, man.
So going on to this,
I can already tell where this is going.
Yeah, so if I were to go to a clinic, right, because my wife couldn't get pregnant or we just couldn't conceive a child, go to a clinic, I give my sperm, they implant it in her eggs, they put her back in her, right?
Correct.
Lo and behold, we have a baby.
Little Frankie.
Right? Little Frankie or little whoever else, or little Elizabeth, it doesn't matter. We have a child. Ryan. Okay, Ryan. Well, I'm glad you're on the show.
Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Welcome to the show, Ryan. So, but then imagine years later, you go into, these new DNA websites, you put it in, and the person you thought that your dad is not your dad.
Man. I mean, I can only imagine the reaction from both sides of that relationship. The mother, I would assume, would feel like completely shocked and absolutely violated. And the dad, I'm buying weapons. I'm finding somebody. I'm making the news.
Well, watch this. This one's in for Canada, right? Dr. Norman Barwin.
Oh, no wonder.
No, that's one in Canada. So 17 people discovered through DNA testing that Dr. Norman Barwin is the biological father after their family sought his help, according to the press release from the law firm. More than 80 others do not know the identity of their biological father, but learn that Barwin did not use the sperm he was supposed to in their conception. That's one.
Damn.
Now this guy here,
Yikes.
this guy here is in the States. Now, hey, hold on, I gotta read this right.
This sounds like something Sketchy would do.
So now a group of siblings, a group of siblings who found they were genetically matched after doing an online DNA test have discovered they are related to Dr. Previn, who was their parents' doctor and believed he is their father. One of the siblings, Jamie Hall, approached Dr. Previn in December 2019 and says that he admitted to being her father and to using his own sperm to father multitude of babies, both as a sperm donor in the late 40s. And I didn't get the rest of it. Oops.
It says here, and in his medical practice as an OBGYN in Detroit,
Michigan. While both her parents are now dead, Jamie said they believe her biological father was a family friend who had given them a sperm sample. Had no idea that Dr. Pevin had used his own sperm. Jamie says she had been matched up to 5 half-siblings on the website 23andMe since submitting her DNA test, but believes there could be hundreds more Pevin siblings
out there. So this is like modern day Genghis Khan right here. That's crazy. Now, oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna come back here to try to show you my screen here. I find it crazy.
Yes, that is absolutely bonkers. I mean, how do you digest that? Like,
how do you digest that? The person
it rattles my brain just trying to think about, like, what do you do? What do you man? Woo! First of all, the kids. You grow up, you think you got your mom and dad. I mean, I guess at some point, though, wouldn't somebody notice that you look a little different? I don't know. Easier said than done.
Well,
I guess,
That's what happened with this lady. She, it's very uncommon for parents that have both parents have blue eyes, for the child to have blue eyes also.
It's uncommon, you said?
It's uncommon. If both parents have light eyes, like blue eyes, it's not common for the child to have blue eyes.
Interesting.
So this was based on the article that I was reading.
I guess blue eyes is a recessive trait, but okay, all right.
Right. So this lady ran the test, but now that article that we were reading, I just took a little snip out of it. Now, Dr. whatever the hell his name is, did say that his clinic and other doctors in his clinic father children.
Oh, so this was like a group of people doing this?
Yes.
Without consent?
Without consent.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Okay.
The Genghis Khan.
And that's the problem. But that's the problem.
Yes.
And I can tell you that for the longest time there was no laws.
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised. Back in the 40s and like 30s and 50s, the lack of laws led to some crazy experiments. I mean, unbelievable. There was a movie I saw, and if I remember the name, I'll tell you. You should watch it. Watch it too. There's this guy who, they started talking about his life, and then he found somebody who I think somebody called him and said, "Hey, we saw you on TV," and he's like, "No, I wasn't." And they pointed him out, and they're like, "That's not me." Looked exactly like him. Found them. They were twins. Turns out then there was another one. They were triplets, and they all got separated at birth. Some crazy, crazy video that I saw. But this happened in like the 50s when they got split up, and they weren't the only ones. And man, you'd be surprised the craziness that human beings were doing for research, for science, way back in those days. It's amazing and it's terrifying.
Well, this story also went out and said
Tú te
that
imaginas? Listen to what she said.
no, the story. Listen, the story went
Wow.
out to say that Dr. Peven never thought that he would get caught. You know,
I mean, again, there has to be some kind of similarity. This had to be in Florida. Listen. I would have said the
well,
same thing.
sketchy. I would tell you
This has to
this:
be California.
Florida joined California, Atlanta, and a couple of other states here with the law now that makes it a criminal offense to do this. And here's the Florida law. I mean, it's back in 2020. So
It
Florida's
took
new
that
law,
long?
yes, Florida's new law became effective July 1st, 2020. It creates the crime of reproductive battery, a
Wow.
third-degree felony punishable up to 5 years in prison for any healthcare practitioner who intentionally transfers human reproductive material to the body of a recipient. In other words, you're dropping your load on them.
That's
Right?
5 years only?
Only.
That
But
seems
knowing
kinda
that the
light.
recipient, hold on, knowing that the recipient has not consented to the use of reproductive material or embryo from that donor.
It's
Further,
like rape without the rape, kind of, sort of.
yeah, pretty much. Further, if the
I gotta
healthcare
Elizabeth.
practitioner is the donor of the reproductive material, the penalty increases to a second-degree felony, which means up to 15 years in prison. Okay, so this is where it goes. If I put the wrong one in somebody, it's 6 years. If I put my own in somebody, it's 15 years.
Okay. I mean, I guess there's only so much you can do with prison time. I mean, you get 15 years, but mom has to deal with the child and then the repercussions of it forever. But that's the same with any crime, isn't it?
Yeah, but
we don't live in an eye for an eye society, so
I think sometimes we should. We've had this conversation before. Which it should be an eye for an eye, dude. I'm sorry.
Hey,
You rate
Sketchy,
somebody.
come on out here and test a few cars. You'll never leave.
You're all wild. Yes, we are wild.
That you know, I'm hoping to hear from Elizabeth on this. She's all about the money. You need to watch yourself, Frank. She's all about the money.
Yeah.
You have to wonder how devastated the moms have to be, like, to live under a certain pretense for so long and then start seeing all these puzzle pieces come together and forming a horrible puzzle. Like, wow, that is mind-boggling. And the fact that there's so many out there, wow,
But
dude,
I don't get it.
that is some craziness. That is absolute craziness.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess when you're out there shopping to see what you're gonna do, pick the right doctor. But I'm gonna tell you what, not to shop much anymore.
True.
I don't know what you guys think of Amazon. What are your thoughts of Amazon besides what you heard from me prior to our conversation on the pre-show?
It's a necessary evil. I Amazon to me is the how do I put it? It is the best and worst thing about capitalism. Amazon. Amazon is to me the success of Amazon is something that makes capitalism a good thing. Anybody can be that successful if you do what you have to do to get there. The problem again, is when it gets too big, there should be some sort of mechanism. And I hate to say that because that involves law and government, which I hate turning to, but when you get too big, you get too big, and it's usually a problem. No one source should be so heavily dependent on for things, and that's the danger of getting too big. So I agree with Sketchy on that. Every now and then, it's okay to use Amazon. If what you're looking for, you can't find it locally, like he says here, fine, go to Amazon. But I'm the like a lot of times when I go out and eat, I prefer mom and pop diners. I like the little shops. I like to try them out. But yeah, man, Amazon is the absolute greatest and worst thing about capitalism rolled up into one package. That's my take on Amazon.
Well, do you know that they hiked prices up to at least 1,000% during the pandemic?
Did
What
they?
we could not find in the stores that you could find on Amazon, they were hiking their prices up. As a matter of fact, and Sketchy might have heard of this or not, but a lawsuit was filed in California
Good.
against Amazon.
Good. Nobody should be price gouging just because there's a crisis or
And
something.
the thing is that some of the unlawful increases were the sales of products supplied by third parties, which Amazon controls and reaps huge profits from.
That's what I wanted to hear. Because if I'm selling something at Amazon, who's controlling the price of that? Me or Amazon? You're saying Amazon did.
On
On
certain
some
things they do, on others they don't. I could tell you that I know a guy in China actually that sells stuff on Amazon, and there's a lot of times where he'll reach out to me, hey, do you want this? And it goes, pay for it, and I will send you back the money. And there's been times where I bought stuff from him, and guess what? He sends me back the money. How that works for him, I don't know.
That's some trust.
But yeah. Well, I mean, I dealt with this guy for many, many years on business stuff. So when I left the job that I was at, then whatever. But it's one of those where how much does he really make? How's that done? But what else? Let's see. Yeah, they brought up all their prices during the pandemic.
I hope they get nailed for that. Amazon, honestly, to me, has gotten to the point where I don't know if you remember, Frank, when we were kids, like in the early 80s, what they did to the phone companies. Bell. It was back in the remember Bell? Woo, back
Bell. It was Bell. Then it was Bell South. Then it was Bell South Mobility.
Right. Well, Bell had
then
to get broken up because Bell was too big, and so Bell was controlling all the prices, and the government stepped in and broke it up, and that's where AT&T and all these other companies came from. Amazon, I think, kind of needs to have that kind of done to them. Like, it's time to break that up a little bit. I don't know how or when the government plans to get involved. But yeah, this is where I mean where we get to, and I know this country has a mechanism for dealing with monopolies. We do. And I'm okay with that. As much as I am for people's success and growth and business opportunity, I also kind of believe in a bit of a limit to your power, because then, one entity influencing too much can be a disaster. Social media is a prime example, and Amazon's another one.
Oh, wait a second. We're going to get off of Amazon. Because you just said something, social media. I'm going to fly off the handle a minute. So what do you think of Truth Social?
We're finally in. I mean, right now it is what it is. It's pretty much just like Twitter. It just looks very different because the people are on it are different, but people are posting. And I see everything. I see conservative articles. I see conservative news stories. I see people just posting stuff. But listen, don't be fooled. If you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, I sure did. When you first got on, did you see all the suggested people you should follow? It wasn't just Trump and a bunch of conservatives. a whole bunch of big ass businesses were already in line. I saw the NFL, I saw NASCAR, I saw all sorts of large corporations. So they're all in on it too. They're all in on that platform. And now I hope he follows through, because the more the merrier, in my opinion. I also heard what's his name now, Elon Musk, is considering creating his own platform. You know what? Great. We need more of that. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about Amazon. We need more and different Twitters out there so people can kind of branch out from all that blue check bullshit. So I'm okay with it. And frankly, I mean, I've been on there. I haven't posted much yet because I still treat it. I created my account for the purposes of like the business, my real estate. Mm-hmm. So I'm still just trying to figure out how to like get in there and start, posting real estate stuff. I might create a different account just to have a little political fun because you know me, I can't resist. But
hey, look, I'm still learning how to use it. I've been trying to find you. No, I haven't posted shit.
Oh, you need
but the funny thing is that I try to share it on the Facebook.
Oh, they won't let you.
I got a 404 error.
They won't let you. Listen, there's another one I use called Note Blockchain, and this is a crypto-based social media platform. They're still working on it. They're still developing it, whatever, but it's crypto, and people actually share crypto on this thing. It's a great idea. You try to post a link on that on Facebook? Nah. Facebook does not want you posting competition. They won't do it. And even the Twitter ones, I don't know if you could post Twitter directly. I know people post screenshots, but I don't know if you can just share a tweet on Twitter. I haven't tried, and honestly, I don't use Twitter that much. But so far, Frank, I haven't seen anything like, crazy conservatives planning to destroy America. None of that bullshit. It's just regular posting and news articles, and just depending on who you follow. Are you following anyone?
Yeah, I don't even remember who now. I haven't got on it much, man.
I plan to. I definitely want to.
What's up, Javi?
I definitely want to use it and promote my business. I do enjoy reading some articles. I'm not going to lie. Look, I still feel that our major social platforms do tend to, I guess, for lack of a better term, kind of shadow ban or at least reduce visibility of conservative stories and articles. And I love going on Truth just to find them because I don't really see them in too many other places.
Yeah. So we got Javi here.
So that means we got to talk football.
Yep. He's saying, something that's bothering me. The hate on Tua without seeing him play with a new talent. Javi, you're absolutely right. The thing is that we as individuals, we as Dolphin fans or as fans of the sports, it's not just Tua. Right. But in this case, as a Dolphins fan, I don't know what Tua's going to do. Last year he didn't do much. He came with this hype, and hopefully now with the talent surrounding him, he can do something. My hopes are not high on him.
Listen, I don't care how much talent Tua has around him. If nobody's blocking for him, Tua's not doing shit. This goes for any quarterback. I don't care if you're Tom Brady or Tua. If you're not getting at least 5 seconds to step back and throw, you're not getting anything done. I don't care if you have five different Larry Fitzgeralds running around.
Buddy, 5 seconds is too much time.
5 seconds is
the
good.
Ball has to be out. The ball has to be out between 3 to 4 seconds. If not, you're sacked.
Frank, sometimes, man, a deep route takes a little time to develop, man. It's not just a bunch of hooks and slants. You need some time, and your pass blockers should be giving you about 5 seconds.
That's why these NFL players run the 40-yard dash in what, 4:40?
Yeah, but remember, for every NFL player that has a 4.540, there's another fat dude in front of him that runs a 4.540 getting in the way. You need blockers.
True.
Alex Smith, that's a name. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, actually, breaking news, and Facebook user said it, which I think it was Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, his name was. Oh, yeah, Ryan. So Ryan actually Tampa Bay's coach, Brian Arians, stepped down today as the head coach of the Tampa
I
Bay
didn't
Bucks.
hear this. Are you kidding me?
That went,
When did
yes,
this happen? I
that
live
went,
here. When did that happen?
that went down maybe about maybe 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before we went on the show. I
I didn't
saw
know.
yes,
That's crazy.
I saw the live feed for it. I mean, not the live feed, but the alert came in.
Wow.
Yes,
That's big
he's
news.
still going to be part of the Tampa Bay. He's going to be up in the front offices now as opposed to coaching. So, Tom Brady, he's supposed to be coming back now that Tom Arians stepped down. Tom Arians is not gone. So it doesn't mean Tom Brady will not play.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
don't
it's
know,
going to
man.
be interesting.
It's kind of weird
But
to see. It would be weird to see him in a Dolphin uniform. But hey, whatever. It was weird to see him in a Buck uniform.
Yeah, Javi, you're right. But hey, you know what? Let's see what Tua has. I mean, I'm willing to give him a shot. I know a lot of people are not. I know a majority of the fan base is not either.
If
But
if
we'll
you
see.
give Tua time, he should produce. That's just it. I mean, it's the rule. Look, Tom Brady's a prime example. Tom Brady has kicked everyone's ass for years. He always had pretty good protection. And I'll use this last year because I'm a Saints fan. The Saints never gave that man time, and as a result, he always lost. And that's just how it is. Even Marino, who used to get the ball out in 2 seconds. She's playing around. She got hurt.
Yep.
Even Marino, who used to get the ball out in 3 seconds or less, when he didn't have time, he didn't win. That's just it. It's it. You got to give him time.
Oh yeah, it sounds good over there today, buddy.
She's out. She's playing around. She's been banging on something for a while, and I guess she finally got hurt.
Yeah, Parker feels like he played only 2 games. Give Tua a good chance. Hey, let's give him the chance. You know, I mean, look, the Dolphins are going to give Tua the chance, so it doesn't matter what the fan base says. I know that this new head coach that we have, McDaniel, is giving Tua a chance. So hey,
who's the coach now? Jeff McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel from the 49ers. He was I believe he was the offensive coordinator for the Niners.
Okay.
So let's see. But
Frank's favorite part. Dumbass of the week.
You know what? I wanted to play this a couple of weeks ago when I saw it. And this is just a complete dumbass all around. Those are 3 different side views.
No, I don't think so. Everyone is fine.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right.
See,
so
this is what happens when you.
I'm going to
The
tell you
Dukes of
what
Hazzard
I
was not
got
real.
here. So I'm going to tell you what I see here. Okay. So you have a Tesla. You literally just fly. All right. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, obviously they're trying to film something. Okay. Now that guy's going at a high rate of speed. You have to be extremely stupid. Okay. Maybe, the guy in the car is stupid, but everybody else standing around, did you just not see the last slide where you had that guy on his phone just looking up with his phone filming the freaking car? Dude, are you stupid? Especially in a Tesla. Look, I can understand if you're driving a 1983 Honda Civic and you're going down Bird Road by 80 Barnes Park and you hit that railroad track that used to fly. Okay, hey, I used to do that all the time back in the day.
Oh my God!
That same car, you used to just go and fly. All right. So I mean, I could understand that, but in a Tesla. Come on, man.
Listen, the thing with Teslas, believe it or not, from what I hear, I mean, is the torque on those things is really huge. Like they can fly. They pick up speed really fast. That's what I hear. So fine. But like anything else, cars are front heavy. So you take a big leap like that, the front of the car is going to tip down, and that's what happens. That's what their autopilot feature. I'm telling you, we have a long way to go before we make electric vehicles mainstream. We need to just chill out on the whole electric car thing and let it slowly develop into something that will work. Right now, it's just like being thrown in our face, and we don't know what we're doing with it.
Yeah, but hey, listen, if you guys are in the whoever's in Miami listening to us,
There's
okay,
a name.
I need you guys to go tomorrow to Fuddruckers on Kendall Drive and support the Ball Hawks 7-on-7 football team. We have a trip going to Dallas. All right. We need as much help as you get. Look, you go, you eat, you tell them you're with the Ball Hawks, and we get a percentage of your meal. Or not of your meal, but of your costs or of the profits. So, hey, come join us tomorrow. I'm going to be there. The Ball Hawks Nation's going to be there. You know, come check us out. You know, also, if you're looking, oh wait, we don't want this over here. Sorry, poof. You want to become a sponsor of us or Clovercrest Media? This is where you got to go. We'll promote your business and we'll do
Get a podcast going. We'll be happy to join your show.
Yep. So Sketchy, I'm flying out tomorrow night to support the Ball Hawks. I can never return that. Hey, Sketchy, if you're there, come find me.
Hey, while you're at it, test some cars. You'll never leave.
Yeah, just go over to South Beach, man. Go over to South Beach. You can't miss those cars. Hey, look, guys, it's been really, really fun today. We've been out of tune for a while.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I know I'm tired. I'm sure you're tired, but it was good to come back and shoot the shit a little bit. We'll see what happens between now and next week. I'm just excited. I had a great time with the kids this weekend. We went to a World Cup qualifier, which is something I had never done. And so that was one of those that? Like, man, I mean, it's, you know, going to soccer games is fun, but World Cup qualifiers are like huge. That's like the next thing to an actual World Cup. It was massive, loud. It was a blast. We destroyed Panama. And right now I'm watching the score, man. I mean, if it holds up the way it is, we're going to the World Cup tonight. So go USA.
Sweet. You know, I've never really been able to get into soccer much for some reason. I've tried, but it's one of those where I just haven't been able to. See, happy Cesar Chavez Day tomorrow. Why is it Cesar Chavez Day tomorrow? Is it his birthday or something like that? I
forgot. He's a farmer, if I recall. Mexican farmer, I think. I'm not very well rehearsed on Cesar Chavez. I just kind of know a little bit about him.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's about it though. That's about it. But as soon as we click here, I'm gonna watch the rest of that game and celebrate. So,
guys, we'll catch you guys next week. Same time.
It was good to have everybody. Thanks everybody for all the feedback and for chiming in on the conversation. And Frank, seal it up.
All right, guys. Thank you. You know, you might not agree with what we're speaking, or you might agree with what we're speaking, but at the end of our show, you're going to know that we speak it real. Me and Carlos were always speaking it real to you guys.
Let's go, Brandon.
Speaking the Real Podcast. Vamos a mandarle ahí a Speaking of Real Podcast. Oye, ¿te enteraste del nuevo podcast? ¿Cuál es? De Speaking Real. Speaking is real, normal. Oye, mi inglés está malo, pero Speaking is real es lo mejor, mi hermano. Vengo descargando de antemano para que sepa. Si tú quieres un podcast bueno, mire Speaking, que se respeta. Para que lo sepas, están duros y le meten. Speaking Real, pana, no hay billete, pero sí hay talento para demostrar y cuando estemos arriba todito vamos a ayudar.
Oops. Bye.